Hello, welcome to Introduction to Python in Mini 1 of 2023. This is course number 95898. This is a remote-only course, so we will not be meeting for lectures during the week. I've recorded all of the lectures on videos to accompany the lecture slides for each week, and so I will be posting those videos as the weeks progress. I am this guy, John Ostlund, and here is my official CMU email address, j.ostlund@andrew.cmu.edu. You can also reach me at my personal email address, jkostlund@gmail.com. I will be available to you pretty much all the time. I'm generally available from around 10 in the morning until around 9 o'clock at night, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. And while the semester is underway, I'm working on the weekends as well as during the week, so never hesitate to send me an email message on a Saturday or Sunday. And in fact, I hold most of my office hours on Saturdays and Sundays. So you can reach me by email if you would like to set up a Zoom session, one-on-one Zoom session with me. I'm happy to do that as well. We will have official office hours by Zoom every Saturday from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I will post the Zoom link for those office hours in an announcement. We will have a final exam at the culmination of the course, and that will occur on Friday, October 13th, the last day of Mini 1. This exam will be online on Canvas, and you will have a 24-hour period during which to take that exam. We do have an able teaching assistant with us this mini who will primarily help me out with grading homework assignments. I think he may also hold Zoom office hours. If he plans to do that, he will announce when those office hours will be. All right, so this is Introduction to Python. There's no prerequisite for the course. We're basically looking in this course at the fundamentals of writing code using Python 3, in our case, in particular, Python 3.11. We're going to start by assuming that you don't know much of anything about programming or about Python, and we're going to rapidly develop your knowledge and provide you with a lot of practice in the form of homework assignments and quizzes and so on. The version of Python that we'll be using is called Python 3.11, and we are going to obtain that by downloading a package called Anaconda, version 2023.07. This became available in July of 2023. Anaconda provides not only Python itself, but a whole wide variety of software development tools and libraries and so on for working with Python code. There is an installation video that I invite you to watch to see how the setup is done. The video actually was created a little earlier this summer, and it specifically shows how to install version 2023.03 from March. But the process of installing 2023.07 is virtually identical, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting the current version installed. There is online documentation you can look at. There are various textbooks you can look at. You can look at Stack Overflow. You can use ChatGPT if you find that helpful. You will not be able to use ChatGPT or any other resources during the quizzes and the final exam. So don't become too reliant on such things. There's also a really excellent textbook, Python for Data Analysis, that you might want to have a look at once you've learned the basics of Python. Probably out of the gate here, it's going to be a little too heavy going, but after 3 or 4 weeks, you might find it interesting. And this is available online. This Python for Data Analysis book is available online for free through the Carnegie Mellon University Library. All right, now in terms of grading, there will be homework assignments each week, and the combined homework assignments are worth 20% of your course grade. There will also be quizzes each week. The combined quizzes will be worth 35% of your course grade, and then there is the final exam at the conclusion of the course, which will be worth 45%. Okay? Now, for each of these homework assignments, you'll be assigned randomly to a team of usually 2, but sometimes 3 people if we have an odd number of people in the class. And the way to approach the homework assignment is you should try to do as much of the homework by yourself as you possibly can. If you get stuck, then talk to your teammate, talk to other people, talk to our TA, talk to me to help yourself get unstuck. And once you have accomplished as much of the homework as you can, compare your work with what your team member or team members did. Your team as a whole has to decide on what version of a solution needs to be or should be submitted on behalf of the team. And only one member of the team is going to submit a zip archive containing the solutions that you and your team members have come up with. All right? And then we will grade that submitted solution, and everybody on the team will get the same score. Scores range from 0 to 100. Any score of 90 or better will get an A for the homework. Now, because the homework is cooperative and you're able to use online resources and books and whatnot, an A is the highest grade that we are willing to give on these homework assignments, and we pretty much expect that everybody will manage to get an A on these assignments. There are also labs available. I post both the labs and the solutions to the labs at the same time. These are not graded, but they can be useful to you for practice, just to become more well acquainted with Python and perhaps to prepare for the quizzes. Speaking of the quizzes, there will be a quiz for each of the week's material. These are online quizzes, and you're not permitted to use any notes, books, web access, any other kinds of devices or tools or references while you take these quizzes. In Canvas, you will need to use both Lockdown Browser with Respondus Monitor. Lockdown Browser will give you access to the quiz, but prevent your laptop from accessing anything else. And Respondus Monitor is going to activate the camera on your laptop to try to ensure that you're not looking things up on your phone or reading books or whatever it is. Okay, now the different quizzes have different numbers of points. Basically, you need to get 87.5% or better of the points on a particular quiz in order to get an A for that quiz. Now, the quizzes you have multiple chances at. For each of the quizzes, you will have up to 4 chances to try to obtain an A on that particular quiz. The questions come from, whoops, a little too much highlighting there. The questions are drawn from a very large question base. So if you take the first week's quiz and you don't quite achieve the 87.5% that you need for an A, you can wait for a day or two and take the week 1 quiz again. Now, it's very unlikely that you will get the same questions the second time that you got the first time, although the questions will certainly be on the same topics. They will cover the same material. You are allowed to take each quiz just one time per day, because I don't want to promote the idea that, and this has happened in the past, which is why I disallow it now. When I first introduced the idea of being able to take a quiz multiple times, I had people taking the quiz 4 times consecutively and just kind of hoping that they would do well on one. That's not really that's not really a very effective way to learn. Is to roll the dice 4 times and hope you win once. So I do require you to wait one day between attempts and hopefully to do some reviewing before the next time that you do take the quiz. Okay? Now, the quizzes themselves do have deadlines, so you have to finish the first quiz by the end of the second week of the class. You'll have to finish the second quiz by the end of the third week of the class, and so on. There will, as I said, be a final exam. This will be online. It will be available to you for a 24-hour period on Friday, October 13th. And this is a one-time event. You will not get multiple chances at the exam. It is possible, if you're one of the very top performers on the final exam, to get an A+ on the final exam. And if you get A's on all your homework, which you should, and if you get A's or very close to on all your quizzes, which you should if you're careful and keep your eye on the schedule and so on, if you are then one of the top performers on the final, you can get an A+ for the course. Okay? And this section here shows how the calculation of the course grade works based on the numerical scores associated with the different letter grades under the Heinz grading standard. Okay, I will let you read the learning objectives yourself. Here's a little finer detail of what we will cover in what order. This is not completely exact, so things are likely to change around a little bit. In terms of deadlines, the first week's homework is going to be due just before midnight on Sunday, September 3. So that's, I'm actually recording this on August 27th. So that first homework is due 1 week from today, just before midnight. Then you'll have until the end of Friday of the second week to pass quiz 1. So you have, something like 12 days in order to pass quiz 1. Don't wait until you only have 4 days left to put an enormous amount of pressure on yourself. You want to try to get these quizzes taken care of early in the time period that they're available to you. Okay, and then the same kind of thing applies each week. You'll have a homework due on Sunday, and you'll need to pass the quiz by the following Friday. leading up to, at the end of week 7 will be our final exam. Late homework assignments will lose points rapidly, so do make sure to get your homework assignments in by 11:59 on the Sunday evening that they're due. The remainder of this I will allow you to read for yourself. I invite you to ask me any questions about anything at any time. Send me an email message, and I try to respond quickly, certainly within 24 hours. Now, like you, I do get a flood of email messages every day, and I do occasionally overlook somebody's email or possibly accidentally delete the email. So if you do send me an email message and you have not heard back from me within 24 hours, I'm not ignoring you. I probably just missed it or erased it by accident. So please go ahead and send me your email message again, and I will answer your question. All right. Well, I look forward to meeting many of you during my Zoom office hours. Take care. Bye.